Life is 10% what happens to you and 90% how you react to it. We cannot change our past. We cannot change the fact that people act in a certain way. We cannot change the inevitable. The only thing we can do is play on the one string we have, and that is our attitude. Attitude is more important than the past, than education, than money, than circumstances, than what people do or say. It is more important than appearance, giftedness, or skill. I cannot even imagine where I would be today were it not for that handful of friends who have given me a heart full of joy. Let's face it, friends make life a lot more fun. Words can never adequately convey the incredible impact of our attitudes toward life. The longer I live, the more convinced I become that life is 10% what happens to us and 90% how we respond to it. We can't solve modern problems by going back in time. Retreating to the safety of the familiar is an understandable response, but God has called us to a life of faith, and faith requires us to face the unknown while trusting Him completely. I think it is important to begin with a statement in your speech that grabs the attention of the audience. I try to make my opening line 15 words or less. We want a crowd to make us feel important and liked, but why is getting a crowd our focus? Jesus never suggested that crowds were the goal. He never addresses getting your church to grow. Never. I have no interest in returning to yesteryear. I love the conveniences and delights of today's time. I wouldn't go back if I could. Nothing is more bothersome to me than retiring. Weird things happen when you disengage. First, you get negative, then you start telling people about your latest surgeries, and eventually you lose touch. I want to stay in touch. When you are giving people the gospel, you are giving them something to believe, and you have to set the stage for that. You don't just drive up and dump the truck and drive off. Each day of our lives, we make deposits in the memory banks of our children. While I was raised around churches and had gotten to know a few preachers fairly well, the thought never entered my head that I would one day stand and deliver. Not only was I not interested, I lived with a major struggle. I stuttered.